tendency doesn't increase. But there are others who think exactly the opposite, of course. But if you ask me where I'm going to use my vote, this is the way I'll put it. To stop this, and I certainly agree with my friend up there, that this business of having equal rights for equal qualifications is certainly something we must try and get.
Quite often at school we have discussion groups about this subject. I think, like he says, it helps us. Makes us more broad-minded.
Are you critical of the government?
Sometimes, if we have to be.
But broadly speaking, do you think that the government represents the points of view of most of you and your friends?
I think so, yes.
The friend beside you is smiling.
I think generally that the country is doing well. If an African government had to take over, it would just go rock bottom, hit the bottom. I think it would.
Zambia's dropped down because, after all, it was a European government there. And suddenly when the Africans came in, they tried to kick out all the Europeans. And now look at the country now. Sanctions are backfiring onto them.
I think, Rhodesia is going very well at the moment. I think sanctions have done us, quite a lot of good, much to the chagrin of the British government. And, I would certainly not give any quarter, concerning majority rule.
You don't think there should be majority rule?
Well, I think at the moment, no.
Is there anything that you would try to explain to a British politician about your country which you don't think he understands?
Yes, certainly. I think the relationship between the black-white, they oversee us as the cruel tormentors of the poor African, whereas this is not the case at all. We get along very well with the Africans, we both try to help each other, and we mutually understand one another. They're just two totally different ways of life, and this cannot be bridged, in a few generations.
But there are, obviously, as you yourself have said, inequalities of
opportunity. Yes, there definitely are inequalities of opportunity, and I think this should be rectified if possible.
And what about the policy of separate development, which is the declared policy of the government?
Well, the policy of separate development takes in, the fact that there are differences among the blacks and whites. I mean, the blacks